everybody. I traveled all the way to San Diego, California to spend time with Maureen Schaller, and you'll see why. Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Rose.
Let's get started right away.
Okay.
Could you give us a 2-minute summary of your childhood, just to give us an idea of where you started, and then we'll see where you're going throughout this interview.
Okay. So I am one of 4 children. I'm the baby of the family. My brother is 12 years older than I, and the sisters are in between. And my parents were from Philadelphia, and they were separated, and that was a no-no in the Catholic Church. So I had to hide that from most other people. But I still was a happy kid, and I danced a lot. I played sports, basketball and softball. I enjoyed being with other people all the time, and I used to bug aunts when they'd come to the door, and I begged them, can I dance for you, can I dance for you? And they'd ask me to let them take their coats off first. So that's what I would do. I don't know how other people enjoyed their childhood, but I had a good time. And the other thing I wanted to share was that I lived in a row home of more than 100 homes in a row, which means I was lower middle class, if that, but had no idea. All the people I hung out with were also lower middle class. So we were poor and we didn't know it.
I'm perfectly happy.
Absolutely.
So it's great that you realized your gifts and your talents early on. Well, I met you in college. You lived down the hall, Lenape Hall in East Stroudsburg University, and Maureen had a roommate named Evelyn, and if I could compare the two of them to anyone, it would be Lucy and Ethel. So, Maureen, would you like to share any of those episodes with the audience?
Well, the ones I could share, We had a lot of fun in that hall. Remember, we would dress up and do line dancing down the hall to R&B music?
Yes.
We did that
Disco
together.
music.
Evelyn and I would sneak out and buy our own individual pizzas and come back in and run down the hall as quietly as possible so that the smell wouldn't follow us, because we didn't want to share our pizzas with anyone. And yeah, that was fun. We always had
fun
a good
for
time,
you.
Evelyn and I. We were driving up one winter up the Pennsylvania Turnpike in her little tiny vehicle. Those Pintos.
Yes.
The Pintos that
I
blew
had
up.
one too.
Luckily, we
Peter
never
the
blew up.
Pinto.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, I know.
She's shifting into fourth and hands me the gear shift. I had no idea about, what are you doing? Put it back on. Put it back on. That's the kind of kid she was. So, yeah.
Okay.
We went to New York looking for Billy Joel in a piano bar. We spent a whole weekend looking for him. Never found him. That was another escapade.
Okay, at that age in college, what were your hopes and dreams for your future? What were your plans?
My plans were to get a job, any job in television. And luckily, when I graduated, I had an internship at WHYY in Philadelphia. And I worked there for a while. And then I moved to New York. I got a job at ABC News, special events, and from there to 2020. All lower level admin jobs, but it was a great experience, especially live television.
Yeah, so exciting for all of us, small town girls. Okay, anyone who knew you or knows you now would say that you're the life of the party. I was always amazed at how brave you were just to walk into any room and just wake everyone up and get people moving and talking. Hello, everybody. What are you doing sitting down? Let's go. Let's dance. There's your dancing continued through college. I suspect that you are the same now. Is that true?
Absolutely not. I call myself a recovering extrovert. There are a lot more people around. We have a lot more interesting things to talk about. Except I listen, and I won't be the center of attention unless it's called for. If the party's boring, if things aren't happening, I will step in. But other people have so much more to share, far more interesting.
So you settled down a little over the years. Okay. I wish I could have been there through your best experiences in your life. can you tell me and everyone about some of those great experiences?
Well, of course, the birth of my son and meeting my stepdaughter for the first time at 7 when I married their father. Those were definitely highlights. But one that comes to mind because I thought my life was going to go in that trajectory was a standing ovation at a wrap party after my first live event in Philadelphia.
Oh my gosh.
So the script supervisor had a nervous breakdown and had to be taken to a hospital, and the script had to be completed. I knew nothing about music. It was a live musical event with the Philadelphia Pops in Independence Square in Philadelphia, and I had to sit at a typewriter all day. They brought me food and typed the script. So.
And you were the intern?
I was the intern.
Okay.
And somehow the script was completed. We had it just in the nick of time. After the show, I cleaned up as an intern does. Everybody's at the party. I'm exhausted. I opened the door and I got a standing ovation. Well, I thought this was going to be my life from there on in. Maureen shows up. She does a good job. Yay, standing O. Never again, ever.
Oh.
So it's kind of funny when your hopes and expectations are something and it doesn't work out that way.
Life definitely changes. And then you met Bob.
Right. So I would call that one of the most precious, loving relationships, and how lucky and fortunate we were to meet each other. We met on St. Patrick's Day, and 4 years later we married on St. Patrick's Day. And it was truly a love connection.
True love, for sure.
Well, we're wacko people too, and we fit. And he had been looking for 25 years, and I had been looking for 10 after my divorce. So when we met each other, we knew it was going to be something special, and it was.
And the dancing continued, right?
Dancing. He always took me to live music every Friday and Saturday night. We had a great time. It was a good time.
And then, would you mind telling the audience about what happened to Bob?
Yes, so Bob and I have been together 8 years, and he was diagnosed with bone cancer. And from the day he was diagnosed to the day he died was 10 months. And those were some of the darkest times of my life. And I didn't know how I was going to get through it, but you do, somehow you do. And I have to concentrate on the positive, that I had such a special love that some people never have, even if it was for just a short time. So the memories keep me going.
And you told me earlier about once Bob was diagnosed, what you did for him to keep him happy every day.
Yes. So that was my job then. I was able to not be working, which was a luxury that I had never had. And my job was to keep him happy. I would cry in the shower, make sure I got all the tears washed away, and get out and say, how are we going to have fun today? And we'd meet people in chemo, we'd meet people at radiation, we knew their names, we invited them to our home. I went to a nurse's wedding after Bob passed. We developed relationships with those people, and they took care of. Those people are angels. Those people are angels, so I'm glad we had that opportunity together, and I'm glad I had the strength to get through it, because he never thought he was dying. He never wanted to focus on that, even though the doctor told him, this disease will take your life, get your affairs in order. He wanted to deny that, so I played along with him.
And then once he passed, how did you get up the courage and the strength to put one foot in front of the other every day and go on?
Well, some days I didn't get up. Some days I just laid on the couch and did nothing. And I guess that's okay. And I don't know really to tell you how I did it. I think it was my background in what I learned in therapy. My first marriage wasn't all that great. I learned a lot of interesting stuff, and it was an abusive marriage. It lasted 9 years. We both went to therapy during that time and did get better, but I realized even on my husband's best day, he couldn't control his actions, and there would always be that fear that I was going to get hit. And to go from that experience to this husband who took the best care of me, I feel like therapy definitely works. So yes, I had 10 years of therapy, And during that time, I read a book called, Homecoming by John Bradshaw. And that takes you through different pressure points in your life. You go back, you relive them, you write them down, and you let them go. That book was important. Another one was Simple Abundance, and that's a daily gratitude journal. And you write down 5 things every day that you're grateful for to put you in a better place of mind.
How do you still stay so happy and hopeful?
Well, I'm glad you think that. I'm not always happy and hopeful. In fact, some days are just awful. I had a really great time with this man who's no longer alive. He died in 2011. It's 8 years in June, and I miss him terribly. So I go on the internet and meet people that come nowhere close to him, and you're not supposed to compare. But I know I won't settle, and it's much better to be hopeful and single than with someone that's not a good fit. And I might never meet someone, so I have to find out how to have fun with just me and enjoy myself.
So what have you been doing again on Friday nights?
Friday nights I go out dancing. And luckily I found another friend in crime. She's 10 years older than I am, and we dance. As she went out last night, no one was dancing. If I were with her, we would have been the only 2 dancing. And I'm surprised she didn't get up and dance last night. I just got a text from her.
Oh.
So we're dancing on Friday and Saturday nights, whenever possible. And I just picked up pickleball, which is tennis on a smaller court with a wiffle ball and 2 paddles.
So you're still having fun.
Still having
Yes.
fun.
So important.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, what are your plans moving forward?
Moving forward is to probably retire in 8 years, and I have 8 years to hopefully move up in my current position at a local Orange Coast college. And if that doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. I'll have enough to get by. But the focus for me is relationships. I have very strong relationships with my children and my friends and my family, and I want to keep them and focus on the positive in those relationships, because we don't have that much longer, I don't think. I have 20 years and out.
That's what you keep saying.
Well, yeah, I'll see it. We're having
20
an 80th
years.
birthday party.
Okay, I'll
And
be
you're
there.
invited.
Yes.
You're all invited.
Yes,
We
definitely.
won't say what's going to be there, but it's going to be fun.
So what kind of impact, Maureen, would you like to have?
Funny that you say that. I don't think there's anything to learn from me, but if there has to be something about me that they remember or learn, is that I did try to live every day as if it were my last, because it could be your last. It's not always easy to remember. And to just try to stay positive and be grateful for the things that you have and the gifts that you have.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you learned a few things from this special guest. Please like and subscribe, and most importantly, share this video with others who you think might enjoy it. And remember, if you or someone you know would like to share your real stories, please message me. Don't be shy. Then I can keep sending more remarkable women your way. Bye for now. Come back often.